I think he's a soulless human being.
They're in D.C. for crime. They're doing the job of Satan.
This is like 1939 in Germany.
We're just protesting the government. Today's topic is abolish ICE, no ICE.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
I think we're all frustrated and angry. I think we all want the government to listen to the majority of the people. More than 60% of people are unhappy with Trump and his policies. Children in cages, people being deported, people afraid to speak up, people afraid to go to work, people afraid of everything, people afraid to speak up here today. I hear people saying, I don't want my picture taken because I might be deported or I might have be going to jail. But you know what? They can't put us all in jail, so come on out and help us.
What's going on here today?
This is the people exercising their freedom of voice and alarming those who can hear and see of the danger which exists to our democracy.
What does this protest mean to you?
Everything. There's to be a war, let it start here. First with words, then with song, and then whatever comes next.
What aspect of the immigration system do you think is most broken?
I'm going to defer to the brains of the outfit. And up!
So, what aspect of this immigration system do you think is most broken?
ICE. And dragging people off the street and not finding out whether they're a citizen or not. That's not democracy. So I would like to melt ICE.
I'm Ken Grant. I'm on the steering committee with Indivisible Newark. For the past several months, of course, we've seen a need to provide avenues for the people to express their views on what's happening in our country right now. So organize the No Kings protest, the Good Trouble Lives On protest, and today it's focused on abolishing the ICE cruelty.
Well, they're protesting ICE basically and all Trump's policies that kind of dehumanize people. And
What aspect of this is most dehumanizing? Of ICE is most dehumanizing?
Well, the latest stuff in the news, ICE, they wear the masks, they don't identify themselves.
It's a matter of following constitutional principles, following the law, and what we've seen over and over and over again is ICE ignoring due process, constitutional rights, and that's what needs to be stopped. And there is a sense that the cruelty is the point. This is just not acceptable in a civilized society.
Yeah, we're protesting against Trump, what's going on with the ICE, the masking. They're taking away the Latino rights, they're taking away our rights, LGBT rights.
I'm really concerned about what's happening right now, where we have a president who's he just had the FBI go after John Bolton, one of his ex people were in his cabinet during the last administration. And when you have a president of the United States using the federal government to go after individual Americans, that should be scary to every American. Because there's a saying, where the rule of law stops, tyranny begins, and you also see it in the case where people are being taken by ICE without any court hearing. And they get the wrong people sometimes, and to not have a court hearing, that should send a chill through every single American, because that could be them or their loved one being arrested on the streets.
How does it make you feel seeing people ripped off the streets?
How does it make me feel seeing people? Heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. It's not what America, not what we grew up in. You young kids, we're out here for you, because this is destroying our country, and he's almost there, but I'm not giving up hope. I am not giving up hope. I come to every one of these, and I will fight till the end.
This is neo-fascism. That's all it is. It's neo-fascism. You can call it, you can dress it up however you want, but it's neo-fascism. It's hate. And MAGA is a cult of hate. Simple. Simple as that.
The fact that they are operating anonymously, they don't seem to be operating with warrants. They seem to be going after people just for the color of their skin. And there's a lot of fear tactics involved. So That's a good portion of what we're looking at here. And to see deportation take place without due process, that's a danger to every citizen.
Nobody stops anything that he does. He's acting like as though he's the owner of the United States. We, the people, are not able to speak up. We're not able to do anything because he's the one. He wants everybody to do exactly what he wants us to do. So he's a fascist. I mean, he's like a dictator.
This is stuff that happened back in other dictatorships. I hate to go there, but it's just the writing. It's just it's a slow, but we're seeing it right in front of us. So any young person right now should be doing what they can to make sure they get out there, find out what's happening, and vote in the upcoming elections, and make their voice heard peacefully. Make their voice heard, because you guys are young. If it continues in this direction, we could easily lose our democracy.
So what aspect of the current immigration system do you think is broken?
Well, what aspects are working, I guess, would be a good way to answer. Yeah, well, there are places, there are laws, but it's hugely broken. But this is not the way you deal with it, and I frankly don't know what the answer is. So I just think we are humans and we deserve humanity treatments. It's been a puzzle to me for many, many years, and I don't know. Poor Biden sent Kamala down there to take care of it, and that didn't work out so well.
I don't know. I'm lost for words in that one because, I mean, they're not really doing their jobs. They're not really part of immigration. I mean, you don't go and just take somebody off the street and say, hey, you over there working at, say, Wawa, you want to be an ICE agent? Come on, be an ICE agent. You know, you got to go to school for that stuff. You have to learn how to work with people, how to do. I've had friends who work for the border. I'm from Texas, and I know some friends that work for the border agency. And when they've learned how to deal with people, how to deal with the immigrants, how not to, wear masks or anything like that, and all that sort. I'm just rambling on, but I mean, it's just I think it's a waste of time. I don't like ICE at all.
They don't announce who they are. There's no warrants or anything, right? And they go after people of color, and they're smashing into their cars, windows with families in there, and it's just like there's no due process anymore. It's just and it just seems like they're being villainized. Even starting with they're eating the dogs or eating cats, which is like totally fabricated. They're just trying to villainize immigrants as all being evil. Like they're getting rid of the criminal element, and it turns out like most of these people are they have no criminal records at all. They just want to get immigrants out of the country. This country is built on immigrants, So
what's the proper way that this should be done?
It should be done with warrants, and it seems just they're recruiting people with memes and there are no, like, it's open to all age groups now, no qualifications, nothing. It seems like they're preying on people's hate and false patriotism, like it's us versus them. It seems like if they actually go through due process and have people, they have no rights basically. They just grab them, and people are detained, even U.S. citizens. It's just like, just follow the Constitution. Very simple.
What do you have to say to the argument that people say people are just that ICE are just doing their jobs?
Well, what is ICE's job? That's I don't know.
What do you have to say to the people that say that ICE are just doing their job?
ICE they're cowards.
I think they're nuts, is what I say to them. If they're not, he's recruiting all of his militant people to do this. It's just not fair. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. This is not what America was made to do, and he just is taking it too far.
They are doing the job of what is that cartoon that everybody watches? That The Simpsons. The Simpsons got it right. They're doing the job of Satan. He's in bed with Satan. So is ICE. I mean,
The Simpsons predicted Trump's presidency, by the way.
Oh my God! Did they get it right?
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
We're broke.
Hail to the Simpsons. They got it right. I hope they predict good things coming, because I predict good things coming. We will overcome this. And it's going to be your generation that stands up and does it.
Also witness how Trump is butting up to people like Vladimir Putin, who has his political opponents killed or imprisoned, And to have a president see that as someone who should be a friend of the United States should be terrifying too, because what are we doing being buddy and supporting a dictator, Vladimir Putin in Russia?
I'm not going to mention any names, but there are many businesses that are struggling right now because they don't have their people that have been with them for decades, working, hardworking, honest people, raising their families here. They're not the criminals. I'm all for getting rid of the criminals, okay, and the gangs, but I haven't been seeing that.
How do you respond to the people that are saying that ICE are just doing their job?
I tell them until they or someone they know is drug off the street, they won't truly understand the impact of this. This is like 1939 in Germany, and I for one, will not put up with it.
Trump sent the National Guard. They sent them from states with higher crime rates than D.C. They're in D.C. for crime, and they need to go back to Tennessee. They need to go back to Louisiana. That's where the crime is. Their own crime, their own states. Take care of your own states. Stay home. Take care of your own people.
What's the message you have for Donald Trump directly if you were to see this video?
Get the fuck out.
How have you felt seeing the Trump administration grow over this term?
Oh my God, it's so sad. I feel like my heart is broken for my country. I feel like my heart, but I feel like this woman who's standing next to me, I am not giving up. There are good people in this country. There are many good people, and we will rebuild, and we will rebuild better.
He's a criminal. It's obvious. And he's been found to be a felon by jury. But it's just sad where so many Americans don't know what's going on or are okay with what's going on to have him be anywhere near the office of president. Look at him. This is a man who mocked handicapped people. He called Charles Krauthammer. He said that he shouldn't be. He's being criticized by a man who can't buy pants. Charles Krauthammer is paralyzed from the waist down. What type of human being would mock a paralyzed man? If you don't have the heart to be kind to someone who's disabled, you have no heart. Trump has no heart. He's out for himself. Unfortunately, he's running our country right now, so it's up to Americans now to make a stand where they can and hold on to what democracy we have left while you still can.
Really?
How do you feel knowing that a lot of my generation is just on their phones scrolling past this?
Do you think that's true?
I believe a lot of it is. I think that's why we see the majority of the demographic that we see out here, because my generation really doesn't have an understanding of what this means.
Oh my God, it's so good to hear you say that. I didn't know if that was me or not. You're going to wake up, because here's the thing: you have inherited a country like there is no other country in the world like this. You have no idea what it's like to live in other countries. You're going to find out. Your generation is going to find out, and I'm sorry they're going to have to find out the hard way. I have grandchildren who I adore, and but listen, you are smart people. You will wake up and you will rebuild. It will be hard, but you will rebuild.
Just know that democracy is still alive, and we will strive to get you free. Support their families. Make sure their families have food and housing and transportation if they need it to go to see their loved ones.
And if you could say one thing to Donald Trump, what would it be?
Yuck.
People that say that ICE are just doing their jobs.
That's an excuse that didn't fly in Nuremberg.
Nuremberg, Germany, during the trials, the Nuremberg trials, I assume you're alluding to.
Yeah, just following orders doesn't cut it.
Everything that happened in 1937 in Germany is now happening here.
One thing to Trump, what would it be?
It's interesting, at the beginning, before he even took office, Bishop Buddy held a service and simply asked him to have mercy. And he kind of went nuts on that. I would, my message would be the same: have mercy. But we're dealing with someone who seems a little unhinged.
So if you could speak to Donald Trump directly, what is something that you'd say to him?
I would tell him to go to hell very quickly. I'm not a good person to ask about that. I hate him so much. There's nothing I don't even like to talk about him. I'm wasting my energy even talking to you about him. So
distressed. That's too mild a word for what is happening in many aspects of our nation, but this one today is particularly for the ICE presence, which really is, as some signs say, kind of an American Gestapo. And there's complicity. There's many people supporting it.
We're in the middle of an interview right now.
There's no due process, and a number of people are being rounded up without any real background checks as to whether they are going to be here. And the message is that everybody's being rounded up is somehow criminal. And that's a broad swipe of saying, of justifying what's being done.
When I was in school, I remember I learned that Russia and the communists were not a good thing. That wasn't a good thing, and they were against the United States. Now we have a president that's all of a sudden he's welcoming Putin, he's welcoming all these dictators, these people who have killed other children. It's not right. And then he's sending away our immigrants too. We're made of immigrants. This is an immigrant country. We, the people, should vote on who we have. He's already putting up signs saying that in 2028 he's going to be president again. No, you can't be president 3 times. Fuck no. Trump is already saying that he's going to be running in 2028. Your rights and my rights are going to be taken away soon. Little by little, it's happening.
And if Trump were to see this was one thing you'd have to say to him.
This is what democracy looks like. Yeah, just like what she said. That's what I'd say. You know, be a president. Stop being a king. You know, we are the people. We're not. You're not king, and we make the decisions, not you.
My name is Emilio Lopez. This has been the Stop ICE Cruelty Protest of 2025. It's important to get out here and express your voice, no matter what side you're on. That's what I'm for, is free speech. I'm for people expressing their voices, no matter what side you're on. I think it's important that we, of course, talk about it, come together and have a calm, cool debate about it, but this is the best way to do it. Come together as a collective and express your voice best. So stick around, watch the No Kings protest video. The No Kings protest video was actually posted at 4 o'clock today. I came here and I parked in the parking lot and the video was uploaded. But here I am. Stop ICE Cruelty Protest. Smash the like button, subscribe. Thank you.
I think journalism is extremely important, and democracy dies in darkness.